Going live in a little while here because work has been crazy busy, and we're going to play something that's not new, but new to me. Obviously, very popular game, Genshin Impact. I never thought I'd be playing Genshin Impact, to be honest. I didn't have any idea what it was, but I saw all the people who talked about the game, and I saw all the people, who made fun of the game, and all the people who hated on the game. And I was like, I don't think I'm ever going to play that because everyone just says it's a gambling simulator and it's a little too anime for my taste. But one day I was bored enough to give it a try, and I kind of fell in love with it, to be honest. It's the game that dared to ask, what if Breath of the Wild was a good game? And when I said that, people got really, really upset, right? They were like, oh, well, Breath of the Wild's a great game. But it's really not. Like, everything breaking every 5 seconds, running out of stamina every 10 seconds, the same enemies over and over and over again. Like, there are so many issues with Breath of the Wild. The only reason why I beat Breath of the Wild was because chat made me beat Breath of the Wild. Like this, I can't get enough of. I keep coming back just to enjoy and play it. So, what if Breath of the Wild was a good game? Has been answered, and that game is Genshin Impact. So we're just going to casually play today. If you happen to know the game well, please instruct me. I have no idea what I'm doing, so I could use all the help I can get when it comes to that. Swaddle's here. Good morning. Good morning. How is it going? How are you doing today? Welcome in. I'm sorry I have not been around a whole lot. As I said, I've been working way too much, so I was like, you know what? I kind of want to play tonight. I just really want to stream and play games and all that. So, this is a new game to me entirely. Looks so cool. So, yeah, I was scared off from this game. As I was just saying, like, I really didn't think I was going to like this game because everyone talked so poorly about this game. But after, like, playing it for just a little bit, I'm pretty hooked. It's a ton of fun, especially, like, this. This is the part that I love. Like, I'm going to cast some fire there, and then I'm going to use my wind ability to turn that fire and spread it into a much bigger fire. Like, the way the elements interact with each other is just so much fun. It makes combat so much fun. Baby has an ear infection, so I'm running on 3 hours of sleep. That is not fun. As a kid, I got a ton of ear infections, like, weekly, monthly, so I know the pains of the ear infections. I am very sorry to hear that. Emmy's here. Hi, Emmy. Did you get meds? Hopefully. Ear infections are just suffering. Just so much suffering. Let's see. There's a dungeon I needed to do as well. I haven't done those ones yet, but I've got to use up, like, there's a bunch of dailies and weeklies and things like that, so trying to figure out the most efficient way to do them all. Went this morning to the doctor, got some meds, his fever finally broke. That is good to hear. Ear infections suck. There's just not a whole lot you can do besides just let it go. And, I'm not a parent, but I imagine as a parent, just having to watch your kid lay there and suffer is probably pretty unbearable. So I imagine that is not a good time. Check that off the bucket list, waking up at 12 a.m. being vomit on. The surprises are never ending. My mom got hit with a concerning medical diagnosis this Tuesday. Yeah. Your mom definitely needs some prayers. But see, like, throwing a tornado there and turning it into a fire tornado, like, the interactions are so much fun. Not bad for a free game. How was the interview? Ended up passing on the interview. Is that the one you were telling me that, like, you looked at the questions and knew right away that it was just going to be a waste of everyone's time? Like, so much power to you on that. But But it sucks that a job's description isn't good enough that like you should never go into an interview saying, "Oh, there's no way I'm going to get this job," right? Like the job description should be good enough that you can say, "Oh, I think I'm going to be able to get this job," or I should at least apply for this job, right? It shouldn't be, "Oh, wow, this isn't what you described at all, so we're wasting everyone's time." Hope those turn out better. I'm hoping Emmy's been applying for jobs with her sister. I really hope she gets to work with her sister. I think that would be super awesome for her to be able to work with her sister. So that's what I'm holding out hope for. Is, we always talk about how God has a plan and how, you can't see things because you're too close to the picture. So if it turns out she hasn't gotten a job for years because we had to wait for her sister to get a job so that she could work with her sister and be happy, like, that would be good. That would make sense. And I would be happy if that's how it turned out. So that's what I'm really hoping for her. All right, we got some dailies done. Let's go do some quests. Got a couple quests I still need to do and a boss fight coming up. And there's so much to explore. Like, so I've been in just the starting area for hours. I probably put about 5 or 6 hours in this game already. This is just the starting area, and you can see like 32% right here, 37% right here, 40% there. Like, I've been exploring. There's so many treasure chests and things to get and all that like, it's just, there's so much to do. And this is one of the other cool things. Like, this right here is a plant. I want to collect this plant, but I can't because it's not popping up. But because it's a wishy, a dandelion, I have to blow the dandelion, and now you can see it spreading, and I can collect the dandelion seeds. So it's really cool how the mechanics kind of interact with everything. Thinking of getting my notary license and doing some notary stuff. Oh yeah, notaries can make a lot of great money. That is a great idea to do notary. The only complaint I have about the game is that, it's an anime game, so there's a couple things that are just, the whole genre of anime has such an issue, and a lot of those issues are annoying voices and sexualization of women, right? So that's a problem for anime as a whole. And that was like the number one thread right now on Reddit was talking about that, about, what anime did you stop watching because it was just so much fan service or so gross that you couldn't continue. And the amount of animes that were good anime, like, that was worth watching, that you would stop watching because of that, that list is way too large. And, like, Dragon Ball, everyone loves Dragon Ball Z, but, like, Dragon Ball has some really, really weird pedophile level stuff in it. It's old, and people are like, oh, it's older, it's from a different time, but like, why? Why is that in there? And one of the animes that I've been really wanting to watch, I think it's called Made in the Abyss, was one that I really, really wanted to watch, and I was going to try and convince Emmy to watch with me, but apparently in one of the scenes, they have like a elementary school kid tied up nude in like bondage BDSM as a punishment for misbehaving in school. I don't know if that's true. That's just what people are posting on the forums. And it's like, that's such a shame. That's an anime I really wanted to watch. It looked like it had a great premise, but why? Why is that necessary? What in the world? And people say, oh, well, cultural differences. No, there is no cultural difference that could explain that scene, right? Like, I don't get it. And like, Paimon is another example of that. Like, she's meant to be like this young, cutesy, really high-pitched voice character, and it becomes annoying. It becomes very grating.
It all makes sense now that you're speaking my language.
So, it's a shame that the anime genre as a whole is afflicted with all the really, really weird stuff. And like, it's so strange when you talk to someone else about anime. They're like, oh, I like anime, so you want to recommend an anime to them. But then you have to have that like weird interaction of, okay, they like anime, but, how many disclaimers do I need to put before this? Like, do they like anime, but they don't like anime with fan service? Do they like only fan service anime? Like, I get that anime is such a huge genre, but it's weird that you have to have this whole, like, what is what is your tolerance level for creepy stuff before I recommend what you should watch? I feel like that shouldn't be a thing. Remember that Pokemon fan service episode? Oh, like there's a whole bunch of banned Pokemon cards, like Pokemon cards, that are banned for nudity because they were making a card game for kids with kids featured on the cards as naked in suggestive poses. Like, what were they thinking? And again, people are like, oh, well, cultural difference. And I understand that America has a different view on nudity, but we're not just talking about nudity. We're talking about sexualization. And like Misty's Tears is the most infamous one because it has her naked crying with one of her Pokemon. And it's like, why is that needed? What possible explanation is there for that card needing to exist? Rampant Bull, hello, welcome in. You look like a bot, potentially. Are you a bot or just spam? The age-old question, bot, spam, or just genuine? Hard to tell. Okay, let's finish this quest up.
Are you?
I was born ready. Oh, and Sigfria will be my assistant for the competition.
Then let the cooking commence. I'll be your judge today. And don't worry, I may have known Brooke for longer, but...
Oh, well, Emmy put the ban hammer down, decided bot. Spamming bot. Better luck next time, bot.
Traveler? Paimon? Prepare! Wait, we're taking part in this too?
This is my New Year's resolution. I really want to learn to play the piano,
I'll need you by
but I have no hand strength. So I said if I'm really going to play the piano this year, if I'm going to get myself a little electric keyboard, then I need to work on my grip strength. So now when I'm doing other things, I try and remember to always have my grip strength trainer so I can get my piano by the end of the year. Alright, so we need to go help somebody cook over here. The cooking is pretty fun in this game. I will say Breath of the Wild's cooking was more fun, but
We need something special to
the cooking is pretty fun in this game too.
anything suitable here.
I thought you were going to say I want to learn how to be a bot. Well, so we were talking about robots and botting for different reasons today, so I guess that's going to be my next little ranting topic,
Carve little flowers
is
to
TikTok and like YouTube have been overtaken by all these bots that are just doing like
area.
someone writes a prayer or they take a prayer off the internet and throw an AI voice over it that reads it, so it does, the robot voice of Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come. So like I was asking, like, do those prayers count? Do people like really think that that's a good prayer? Like,
Scared the bejesus
I guess, like, I don't want to discount people's prayer, right? I don't want to say, oh, well, your prayer's not good enough, your prayer doesn't count, but it really doesn't make sense to me that, like, a prayer would count, that it's going to be, like, I don't know, does God count your prayers that you put into an AI bot to read? Or if you have, like, the AI, or, like, if you record yourself praying and play that prayer non-stop 24 hours a day, does that count as praying? Like, you recorded the prayer, you said the prayer with an intent, but, like, does that count in God's eyes that you're praying? Or are you saying, no, this is not a prayer because you're not actually saying it? I mean, it's all about intent. Definitely intent matters, but does the intent matter when you first say it, or is it every time you say it that it has to matter? Like, which one of those, And to me, that speaks laziness. Oh, it definitely does. Like, and I definitely wouldn't want to have to explain that to God, right? Saying, well, I did pray to you. I didn't feel like praying every day, so I made a robot do it. Like, obviously that doesn't make much sense either, but what am I even doing here? I was not paying attention. What am I supposed to be doing? It says I'm supposed to continue helping her, but what am I doing? I am I supposed to put out the fires? Is that? I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing to help here. I read the note. You have to physically do it yourself, not bot it. Well, and then like there's all the people that do like the other thing we're talking about is the people who do like the indescript non-generic prayer where there's like, dear Lord, I want to pray for someone who may be watching this video. May he or she have your blessing if they need your blessing, but if they, you know, if they need your love, then give them your love. Like, does that count? Does a nondescript prayer count if it's just like, I want to pray for someone who might be watching this video at some point in the future? Like that doesn't seem like that should count either.
Skewer. And just make it taste fruit.
Okay, now I know what I'm doing. We have to make a mushroom chicken skewer. All right, let's cook it. Let's cook a few of them. All right. That should put us ahead, right?
The meat is on track, but we're aiming for perfection here. And a certain boom. Yes, definitely.
I think nondescript prayer like that's fine as long as you're not doing it for views. And that's honestly like the big issue, right? Is I can't determine someone's intent. Only God knows someone's heart. But it's really hard for you to convince me that you're praying genuine for someone when you're doing it on TikTok, when it very clearly looks like you're doing it for views. Like, I don't know. It really feels like it would be difficult to convince me that you're doing it for real and not for views when it's on TikTok. Because if you were praying genuine for people, then you would do it behind closed doors, right? Why would you be going onto TikTok and making a video out of it? And I know that's ironic because we do our prayer at the end of every Twitch stream here, but I do that regardless of if people are here or not, right? I pray with my community, and I don't post that later for views or things like that, right? So it's different, but it's same-ish, but there's intent that matters. Like, it's very hard to navigate. It's a minefield of, you know, you never want to just like, you never want to just dismiss other people, right? You want people to pray and come to God and all that as well. So it's really hard to strike that balance. See, that's the cooking. Like, you just press a button. It's not nearly as good as Breath of the Wild. I like coming up with the recipes on Breath of the Wild. So I will give Breath of the Wild that. I will give them that one. Time to record the prayer for the end of stream. It certainly would make it faster and easier if it just was always there. But again, I think that kind of defeats the purpose, right?
Feast. I have dined today like I have never dined before. Both chef's dishes today were nothing short of exceptional. They were true masterpieces.
I wasn't paying attention to the story here, but I'm pretty sure I understand the story well enough. It's a cooking competition. There can't be that much nuance that I'm missing here. The writing for this game is not A+. I will say that for certain.
They were practically still grunting.
As long as you don't have to aim for things like Breath of the Wild, this beats it, I can't aim. You get a choice. You can choose different characters. So some characters aim, some characters use different weapons, so you kind of choose what you like.
My goodness. A single mouthful must be worth 100,000 more.
I miss a lot too, so definitely aiming is horrible.
Town for years to come.
The main thing is that you enjoyed eating it. I don't care about the Mora. Anyway, now our judge has given his verdict. It's time for everyone else to eat too. I made plenty. Meanwhile,
I'm trying to unlock this character, I think, right now, because I need more fire characters. But I also need more ranged characters. There's some elements I haven't unlocked yet. Like, I still don't know fully what I'm doing in the game. I was hoping that putting my title as Please Come Teach Me This Game, that some people would come in and give, you know, some tips and tricks and things like that, but we'll see.
I will have a taste too. Oh, my, oh my.
But again, it's technically a free game. I know people talk about gambling and you know you can spend money on it, but you can also play completely for free. So
This is the last time I will be.
you did that, and then you had a 15-year-old ooh you. That is true. I feel bad. I don't like just blocking people, ignoring people, but when a 15-year-old slides into your DM and is like, "LOL, you're old, but are you a boy?" And then you look at their profile and it's full of like, "I'm looking for a mommy, ooh woo." Like, I am justified in blocking that person fully, and that's for my protection, right? They can go be whatever they want to be. I don't want to be like, "Oh, I'm so much better than that person," but like there's absolutely no reason that I, as a 30-year-old one dude, could justify having a conversation with someone that young, right? There's no reason that I need to be talking to someone. So yeah, that they got an instant block. So if you're out there, I'm sorry if you felt, jaded or slighted that I immediately blocked you, but I promise it was for my own protection. So sorry. Sorry, not sorry. See, you can aim with this character and like I'm gonna shoot the birds so that I can pick up some drumsticks to cook. You're saying you don't want to be anyone's mommy? I just try and steer clear of that topic altogether. I'm trying to be a good Catholic Christian streamer, and I don't feel like that topic has any place on my stream. I can't think of any reason why it would pop up, Especially with a random 15-year-old on the internet. So, their feelings are not your responsibility, my therapist. Yes, that is one of the best things that your therapist has ever said. That is something that I have repeated many a times, I think, in my life, and I think everyone should hear that phrase and acclimate that to your zeitgeist of speech, in that other people's feelings are not your responsibility. That is true for work, that is true for family drama, that is true for streaming, that is true for absolutely everything in the world. I will say except, big except on that, except your spouse. You are at least partially responsible for your spouse's feelings, and if you are going to have a happy marriage, then you need to have some part in that happiness, that sadness, all those feelings. Don't use that as an excuse that you go and see your wife's crying and say, "Oh, well, you know what? I'm not responsible for your feelings, so I'm going fishing." No. Don't do that. Don't blame Emmy's therapist for that.
Come and visit me at the Wanding restaurant sometime. I did promise I'd cook for you.
That doesn't mean go around and be a jerk to people, though.
Gotta cook some of my latest It's
There's a fine line, I feel like, on that one. You get a very, very tight rope where you can walk between not my problem and I'm just a jerk. I can definitely see that's a tight rope. I've been doing my marriage all wrong then. Okay, so that is going to be my next rant. So congratulations, you got my next rant unlocked. You have unlocked. I am so tired, so absolutely tired of seeing on the Christian forums, and Christian men are the biggest perpetrators of this, going online onto Reddit and TikTok and whining that I've been praying for God to send me a perfect wife and I haven't got one yet. Why does God hate me? And it's like, I used to try and, talk about God works mysterious ways and all that way, but I've taken off the soft gloves on this one. And I just tell them straight up, like, okay, I've read through your post history and you complain and cry constantly. You have all these mental illnesses going on. You work part-time. Like, what are you bringing to this relationship? What are you seriously going to offer a spouse if they come your way? Like, you've got so much you need to work on yourself. Shouldn't you work on yourself rather than begging God to send you someone else to come and fix you for you? Like, that is not your spouse's job. Certainly, a good spouse will grow with you and help you to grow and push you to those next limits. But saying, I'm not going to work on myself until I have a wife who's going to make me is absolutely awful. And why would you do that to someone that you love? If you're going to say, oh, I'm going to absolutely love this person, but I'm going to make them fix me, like, you're doing it wrong. And it's so frustrating to see them all whining and crying constantly about, like, oh, well, God isn't sending me a perfect spouse. Well, maybe that's because you're sending a ransom note to God and you're making demands. You're saying, God, send me a woman, but only if she likes video games and only if she's pretty and only if she likes the same movies that I like. That's not how it works, right? Maybe instead of praying for that, you should pray instead, say, God, send me the right person. Send me someone who will help me grow and be closer to you, right? If it's truly about God, then shouldn't your spouse be bringing you closer to God? So maybe we should think about that rather than just saying, oh, well, I just need the perfect wife and God's not sending me the perfect wife. My mom's telling the family my brother needs a girl to fix him. No, yeah, exactly. He needs to fix himself first. Why would you, especially as a mother, and I know your mom in particular, who's had, issues with men in the past, why would you wish that upon any woman? Why would you say, I hope there's a woman who comes along who's willing to put up with this broken, horrible person and fixes them? Why would you wish that upon a fellow woman, right? Wouldn't you want to wish, I hope that he fixes himself so that someday a woman will, get what she deserves, a loving and faithful spouse who does these good things? And again, I know that we're not perfect, right? When I met Emmy, I had a bunch of flaws, a lot of things wrong with me, but we grew together and faced those things. I certainly should have fixed a lot of those things beforehand, but, life doesn't always work out that way. At least it's not pop culture rants. No, I have learned my lesson. We don't talk pop culture anymore.
Responsibility, perhaps.
We still have flaws. That is very true. I am very flawed. But working on it. Working on it every day. Working on crocheting now. Working on learning patience by doing woobles.
She really is a child of freedom. Mondstadt is a romantic city without the reign of a king, and its citizens enjoy the most freedom amongst the 7 nations.
I was listening to Mere Christianity by C.S. Lewis, and he was talking about how when you invite God into your life, God will come into your life, but God wants to make us perfect, and that means he's going to change everything. You don't get to just say, God, I want you to make me not an alcoholic, but also don't fix these other things. I'm fine with these things. Just fix this one thing. No, he's going to fix all of that. It's an all or nothing. You don't get to pick and choose. Let me see your crochet. The crochet is not very good so far because I got cocky. I got overconfident. I was like, okay, I got this. I'm going to try crocheting while I'm talking. And then I lost count of like the stitches and everything, and I had to tear it all apart and start over. So I got a little too big for my britches on that one and had to start over. Still want to see it? All right, let me go grab it. We'll be right back. All right. I'm here. Welcome in, Troll King. Sorry, you caught me right as I was going AFK. So, okay. So, let's see here. This is what it's supposed to look like. It's gonna be a bee, Cornelius the bee. And this is what it currently looks like. Honestly, I could probably stop right here. Like, this looks like a little honeycomb. So, you know, I've got the bee theme down. I got the little honeycomb, but obviously I've still got a lot of work to go on the Wooble. So we're trying. We're making progress, but we're still pretty far away on the Wooble. That's a great stopping place. I do have a really adorable honeycomb going. Emmy started today. She did start on something today.
The Valen's back.
All right, what do we got going on here?
Poisonous blood clots that have coagulated on his wounds.
I have no idea what we're doing, so
Must have cursed the wounds. That's what's corrupting Devolin's mind.
this reminds me of the fight in World of Warcraft where you have to ride on Deathwing's back. So I guess we're just gonna shoot those things right now. Apparently, so World of Warcraft apparently is getting banned in China, and World of Warcraft like no longer is available in China at all.
But I'm familiar with his tactics.
But they made their own World of Warcraft, like just a horrible ripoff of it. So I'm interested to see what the World of Warcraft ripoff looks like. It's coming out next month, I think. Dexter's here. Yes, we are playing Genshin Impact. I tried it because I was very bored one day and was surprised at how fun it is. So here we are. I have no idea what I'm doing. He hasn't made us rage quit yet. I am being good today.
Extract and condense the pure animal from the shots being fired.
I am being very good today, I promise. Alright, so
Well, they will appear, so keep your eyes peeled.
we need to make acceleration currents to fly faster, but I'm not sure how or why any of this is happening. I've grown. I try. I try and be good to my chat. I try not to make y'all rage quit too much. Oh, okay, so I can move up and down. It's like a 3D environment, so that's helpful. This looks pretty. It's not a great boss fight. I'll say that. It's not a great boss fight, but it at least looks pretty, so you know, it's got that going for it. Hello, hello, welcome in everyone. Thank you for joining. You remind me of that Family Guy cutscene where he's at the movie theater trying to guess the next trivia question. It's like Tim Hanks. It says Tom Hanks. He's like, who? I can see that. I can see that. Man, imagine Family Guy being relevant in 2023. Like, when is the last time you heard anyone talk good about Family Guy? I know right now it's all Rick and Morty talk because the Rick and Morty guy got fired, but Family Guy fell off hard. Like, no one's watched Family Guy in 10 years. Family Guy is always relevant? I don't know about that. It has not been relevant or good. Like, the last 2 seasons have been unbearable to watch. Like, and I'm pretty sure Emmy can back me up on that one. I'm pretty sure Emmy has hated the last few seasons too. I hadn't heard about Rick and Morty. What happened? One of the co-creators of Rick and Morty was, I don't know if he was just accused or found guilty of domestic violence of some sort, and so they completely like kicked him off the show. And he's the voice of Rick and Morty, so you know, that's going to be hard. He was found guilty of domestic violence. And so, as far as I know, Rick and Morty has been locked in for like 10 seasons, and they're on what, season 5 or 6, so somehow they've got to create 5 more seasons without the voice actors, so obviously that's going to be difficult, but I'm pretty sure they're going to pull that off pretty easily. There's a bunch of good voice creators online already, or they can just be like, oh wow, geez, Rick, my voice hurts. Okay, drink this potion. Thanks, Rick, my voice feels better, but now it sounds different. Yeah, it does. And then they just move on from it and never talk about it again. He was baiting underage girls. Speaking of anime, apparently. Well, I'm glad they did the right thing and fired him, and they weren't like, well, he might be a bad person, but, you know, Rick and Morty's really funny, so we can't fire him. I'm glad they did the right thing on that one, but I vote that they would do it the way Coop just said. That's what I'm saying, like, Rick and Morty's already got that kind of humor in it that they could easily pull something like that off, right? Like, they don't need to make it super smart or interesting or, you know, hard. They literally just need to be like, okay, here's the explanation and it's done, and then we're never gonna touch it again, right? Like, we don't need to overthink it. Alright, what are we doing here? Alright, I really feel like they stole this fight from World of Warcraft, because literally you did the same thing with Deathwing here. So this fight definitely feels like it was directly taken from World of Warcraft. Alright, climb up here, and here we go. Alright, that didn't work well, but now we know for next time. So I think we know what we're doing here in this boss fight. Or no, now it's doing something different. Is this on Switch? It's on phone, PlayStation. I'm pretty sure it's on Switch now, so yes, I'm pretty sure it's on Switch. Alright, we need to move between platforms, I think. Oh, I have another character too. Who is this? So I'm telling you, Emmy, like, it's got a co-op mode, it's decently fun, like, it's worth a playthrough. It's 100% worth a playthrough. Ooh, that did some damage. Alright, climb up. You know what else is going to have co-op? Disney Dreamlight. Disney Dreamlight is going to have co-op. I am very excited to see what they do with Disney Dreamlight. Hopefully they can make it a good game, because I don't really think I'd qualify it as a good game currently, but, you know, they're trying. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. I said I'd play it with you. I do plan on playing it with you. I will do that. Alright, let's see if we can, like, do something special to his blood. So what happens if we... Yeah, that's some damage. The waffles. Need more Stardew? You know, I was actually thinking about playing Stardew Valley again. And trying to do, like, one of the, like, speed runs or challenge runs or something like that. So I was actually kind of craving that. So we might try and do, like, the beat the game in 1 year challenge or something like that, you know? I was actually feeling that. So we're on the same page. There's speedruns. Oh, the speedrunning community for Stardew Valley is insane. They have speedruns for, you know, getting $1 million, speedruns for marriage, speedruns for every single item, speedruns for the community center, speedruns for 100% of the game. Like, there's literally a speedrun for everything. I want the Haunted Chocolate Factory so bad. I want it too, but I trust Concerned Ape. So if he says it's not ready yet, then we're just gonna wait, because he put out a great game, and so I'm sure he knows everything he needs to do it. I hold 2 speedrunning world records. Are they in Mario Maker? Or what are they? It's in the Sims 3s. I did not know that there was Sims speedruns, so you do learn something every day. Alright, I think we're going to take it down right here. How do you speedrun The Sims? Very quickly, I assume. I honestly thought about installing The Sims and just having it like run in the background while I'm at work and just like streaming The Sims taking care of themselves while I'm at work, but I'm pretty sure, like, I don't know anyone who would tune into that. Like, why? I'm sure there's someone who would, but why would you, you know? Alright, down you go.
Aim for the tainted blood clot on his neck.
One speedrun is getting to 100,000 and the other is maxing career. Interesting. Those could be a fun challenge to try and do. Alright, we beat the boss. First boss down. I'm assuming to get to the 100,000, just entering a cheat for money doesn't count. I'm guessing that's probably prohibited, right? Else it'd be a pretty boring speed run of enter Rosebud, enter, win. Then again, so this is... Here's my rant for the day on speedruns. I really don't like the any percent speedruns that are like, you can beat Pokemon Blue and Yellow in 1 minute if you abuse, like, injecting code by saving the game at a certain part and then just quitting. And, like, if I'm going to watch a speedrun, I want to see someone actually, like, try and speedrun the game, not just glitch it out and beat it as fast as possible glitches, right? I want to watch someone with a mastery of the game get through it quickly. It's the same thing with, like, Super Mario 64 speedruns, where it's like, okay, I can beat the game in 2 minutes because I jump up against a wall and glitch through the wall and get to the end. Like, that's not exciting, right? I want to see you speedrun the actual game and play the actual game. Show me that you're good at the game, not that you're good at glitching the game, right? So most speedruns are just boring because it's just how much can you glitch the game, not how good at the game are you.
Misunderstanding to the citizens of Mondstadt. And
That's my rant about speedruns.
to them it seems Stormterror attacked Mondstadt out of nowhere and vanished just as quickly. They must be finding the whole ordeal very confusing.
The money when I befriended a townie and moved in with him.
Someday.
The NPCs with money. That is the way to do it. Marry for money. You have to play the actual game to speedrun it. That makes sense. I don't know, I want to be able to control all Pokemon and catch Missing No ASAP. I caught a lot of Missing No's back in the day. Risking my game file. Risking it all.
You guys are back. The honorary knight returns train.
It was worth the risk, though.
We're back from Tuscany. You just returned yesterday, right? Jean got back first, and she told us all about your heroic deeds. wonder if I'll ever get an opportunity like that. You're right, actually. Peace is hard won, and we shouldn't take it for granted. And this time, you're the one we should all be grateful to.
What do you mean this time? I'm the hero of the story. You should always be grateful for me.
Of course not. Just because I'm not out on the front line doesn't mean I don't have work to do. In fact, I'm dealing with the aftermath of the crisis as we speak.
So you see those pigeons on the bridge back there? There's a character whose quest asks you not to scare the pigeons off because they're his friends. And as I was running up to the quest giver, I didn't know that. I was like, oh, pigeons! Free meat for cooking. So I barbecued all the chickens or pigeons right in front of him for meat. And then he asked me to not kill them because they were his friends. And that is the day I became a monster.
Mondstadt would be in much greater danger by now. I know. It's strange. Hilichurls aren't usually capable of coordinating like this. Our best guess is that the Abyss Order is behind it. They've taken over the Hilichurls? Good thing we saved Dvalin, or they might have taken him too. That's right. And since I'm the Outrider, it's up to me to keep eyes on the Abyss Order from now on.
Alright, so give me my next quest.
Celebrating your victory. Now listen. I promised to take you out for some sticky honey roast, didn't I? Before there's no time like the present, right?
You bet. You may have forgotten till just now.
Awesome. Let's go.
Alright, give me another quest. Or not. Okay, we can run off. Alright, so this is what I was talking about. So these little dudes right here. So there's a quest giver right there. And I was like, oh, there's a quest, but oh, there's all these wonderful little free meat right here. So I run up to the quest giver before I talk to him, like, oh yeah, free meat. Gotta take out all the pigeons. And then I talked to him, he was like, please don't kill the pigeons. They're my friends. And yeah. Never has a game made me feel so guilty before than accidentally killing all of his friends and then eating them in front of him. But you know, just gamer things, right? Alright, we need our stamina. That is my other complaint with the game. Stamina gauges. We all hate stamina gauges. Why is there stamina gauges in the game? But I guess it makes for interesting gameplay. I'm a monster. I didn't know. I did not know. Y'all excited for next week when the Harry Potter game comes out? We're going to be doing a Harry Potter stream, but it's going to be a little bit different than regular Harry Potter streams because the twist is that I've never really read through Harry Potter or watched the movies, so I'm going to be completely lost in the game. So you'll get a truly fresh perspective on the Harry Potter game because I will know nothing about it. I will truly know nothing. Alright, so I unlocked... I've seen all the movies, but the last one... Ironically, I'm pretty sure the last movie is the one that I've seen. Because Emmy's friend wanted to go watch it, so we watched, like, the final movie, and I watched nothing else, so... Let's do some upgrading, I guess. I have a quest to get to level 4 on multiple different items here, so I guess we're gonna do that. I have no idea what any of this does besides making things slightly stronger, but the game says to do it, so we're going to do it, because what other reasons do you need besides the game telling you to do said things? It's +9. I guess we'll enhance this. Again, I have no idea what any of this does, but I'm sure at some point someone will tell me that I'm doing it all incorrectly, because that is how you do things, right? That is how you learn, is you do it all wrong. Alright, so that's level 4. Did I do enough now? Did I... Adventurer Handbook. I need to get one more to level 4. I guess we'll do this. It's level 2. And now it's level 4. Okay. That should be done with that chapter. Excellent. On to chapter 5. And looks like we've already got some stuff done. So we need to clear the abyss. I don't know what that is. Clear domain forgery. Don't know what that is. And level people up to 40. Alright, so we got some stuff to do. We've got some domain stuff to do also. Don't know what any of that is. And the Spiral Abyss. We don't know what that is. You're going to hear me say that a lot as we're playing. I truly don't know what half of this stuff is, but, you know, we'll figure it out. I just unlocked the Battle Pass, so I guess we'll see what the Battle Pass is.
From that kingdom came a crowned heir, tasked with seeking out the Genesis Pearl from the Kingdom of Darkness. The first crowned heir began her journey of seeking the pearl.
Good choice. Best $15 I've ever spent. Alright, so Battle Pass is for 24 days, and there's a bunch of weapons, and then a bunch of rewards for leveling up, and... Okay, so it's fairly standard Battle Pass sort of stuff here. Weekly missions, daily missions, leveling things up. There is a lot. There is quite a lot. Alright, so we did that. We got some achievements. Let's claim all of our achievements. All the achievements give these Primogems, which everyone who did tell me how to play the game told me that I should save those, so I'm just hoarding those. I have no idea what they do, why they do, how they do. All I know is that I was told to save those, so I'm going to save those for as long as I can. Excuse me. Alright, so there's events. I have no idea what any of those are. And I've already claimed all the mail. Alright. We have made progress. Okay, so that's the Spiral Abyss. We need to go over there at some point. But truly, I mean, all the people who actually gave me a decent review of this game told me the same thing, and that is they enjoy playing this game because you can just go out and explore, and the music is good. And so far, that has been really true, that just walking around, like, there's just so much to find, and the music is really good. So, like, I've only explored 30% of this area, so let's wrap up with that. Let's go just see if we can find something I haven't found before in the world. See if we can find something new. And this is really close to a teleporter, so I've been to this teleporter 20, 30, 40 times. So if I can find something new this close to it, that just tells you how much is jam-packed into this world. Let's see, there's treasure chests everywhere, enemies, little hidden secrets, birds' nests in trees. Nothing up here. Or maybe I already got it. Like I said, I have done some exploring, so let's see what we can find. See some enemies. Run out of stamina, because again, that's what you do in games with stamina, is you run out of stamina all the time.
And his name is John C.
I do love the John Cena sound. Oh, look at that. Something we haven't got yet. There's a little perk point up here. And again, it's right next to a teleporter. So I've been here. I've walked around here. And I'm still finding new stuff, which is just pretty incredible. I don't know how many areas there are in the game, but from what everyone said, I am led to believe that there is just so much to do in this game. There's another one. See if we can get this one without getting knocked down. There's another one over there. Let's go pick a fight. Start a fire. That's my favorite interaction altogether. Casting fire and then using the wind to create fire tornadoes and stuff is just incredible. There's, vines that hurt you, but you can catch them on fire, and then you can take that fire, turn it into a tornado. Like, there's just a lot to this game. Surprisingly, again, for a mobile game that everyone talked so poorly about, I'm impressed with how fun it's been. I see. So these treasure chests, I've learned with these, so they got like wind. So you can't just grab the treasure chest. It'll knock you over. And as far as I know, you can't just like blow it away. So you've got to fly into them. So you get like gliders. Those are super fun. Let's see if we can do this one. I probably didn't get up high enough on that one. Oh, look at that. So it's a little puzzle, right? Like, it's not a great puzzle. Like, that's not a puzzle game, but it was a fun little, like, thing to solve in the world. So it just keeps you breaking it up, right? It doesn't get monotonous. If you want to solve puzzles, you can solve puzzles. If you want to explore the world, you can go explore the world. Whatever you want to do, it offers that to you. Oh, look. There's another treasure chest. So a little bit of exploring, a little bit of hiking, a little bit of looking around. Like, again, it just does it so well.
I'll keep this close.
Now, everyone does call the game a gambling simulator, and I do not know why. I'm sure at some point I will figure out why, but at this point, I do not know why people say that this game is a gambling simulator, but again, that'll probably pop up at some point, I assume. I know you can pump money into the game. I don't know what for. I've never felt like the urge to put money into this game so far, so I don't know who, why, what, or where with that. But again, at some point, I am certain that I will probably figure it out. Like, here's a fire flower. I can't collect it. It'll set me on fire. But if I take my ice dude and cool it off, now I can get that flower. Just a cool little interaction. And like any good open world game, you just hoard everything. Grab everything, hoard everything. You'll find a use for it at some point. Like Skyrim, right? You pick up the broom, you pick up the wheel of cheese, you pick up the tweezers, because at some point you will use them. For what? I don't know. But at some point you will use it. All of that being said, I have now been streaming for an hour, and that is exactly how long I wanted to stream for, because I know Emmy's been working on dinner, and I haven't got to see her very much this week because I've been working extra and doing errands, so I think this is a good place to wrap up for the day. So let us pause the game and exit out of it. so that it doesn't interrupt. And we'll do a quick prayer, and then that will be it for the day. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Amen. Lord, thank you for this blessed day. Thank you for continuing to keep me safe while I commute to work. Thank you for continuing to help me to grow ever closer to your kingdom. Lord, please be with those who need you the most, those who are currently suffering, those who are struggling with mental illness, all those who are facing food shortages, no housing. Lord, help them to come closer to you through their sufferings and find relief for the suffering, and help us, your children, to do better for those who are the least of us. All this we pray in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. Thank you, everyone, for joining me. I probably won't stream tomorrow. We're actually meeting with our local church father tomorrow, so I'm excited to have a meeting with him. So we're probably going to be doing that right after work. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. Have a blessed evening, and we'll see you again tomorrow.